video just to explain a few things more, just to help you with what you're doing. Alright, now I've sent you some notes in the email which should make sense, but this is an example. I'm just going to pick one or two here. I think this is one you've done before, so these two here. Now, the first thing to make it easy for what I would do is I would look at this screen and I'd look at the first point of contact. Because right now, if you just scroll down, you can see, what sort of the outcome is going to be. Here, they're both pole, so you can obviously see that you potentially do a merge here, or it could result in a hard merge depending on the outcome. But ones like Marco and pole, you're probably going to be looking at options like, let me have a look here, because one of them is the first point of contact with the current agent. So it's quite likely it's going to fall into this number 4 here, which one of the records is first point of contact. First point of contact is current agent. The other does not have Sam Oldstaff. So straight away you could open up these two here. I'll remove those, and you could just have a look for the Sam Old Staff member category. See, no Sam Old Staff member. There is a Sam Old Staff member here. So see, this one says here does not have it. So that means you potentially you wouldn't be able to use this check before merge. So it means that you can actually merge that record. So if the outcome is a merge. Now, a couple of things I wanted to show you to start to look at. Rather than go straight to the story sheet, it's probably best you use this history tab here first, because the story sheet only represents a property that has actually had a transaction. In other words, that it's been sold to someone or someone's bought it, either way. But we list properties to sell and then someone buys it. So here you can see this owner is attached to a property. This owner here is not attached to a property. Like, I haven't even looked at the names yet. First thing I do is start to look at the categories, then look at what they're attached to. So on a scenario like this, because Marco is the first point of contact and he's a current agent, down here, as you can see, you would assume that his details are more up to date. Now, if this didn't say Sam Old Staff member, it would be a different story. But so, because it does, we would like to think we're going to think that this is the most dominant contact. So the one which is Marco's here. So if I look at these and I go merge, I mean, that's what I'm assuming right now. And you can see that the only thing that it's taking on here is the phone number. Now, the one that's attached to Paul seems to be a bare minimum. Just a phone number, first name, last name, and an email address. Now, we know the email addresses are going to come over. So we can look at this merge here and we'll pretty much go Mr. Ram. Look, we're believing this one is the most dominant contact, so I mean, we don't even have to click these here. It's just going to work, but whatever. There doesn't really need to be anything that come over from here. I mean, I could have just not clicked anything there and gone merge. And where were we? Where's Ram? So now we've got Ram here. So if I refresh that, you can see Ram's here, and he's got the 2 email addresses that have been in here, and we can go to the categories, and we can go new, I believe it's new merge. We can update that one. And that one's all good. So let's go to the next one here. Now, I've spoken in the email as well. I'd prefer you to look at them when there's a triple or a quad one like this one here, to look at them all as a whole. You don't necessarily action them all, but to get the story, rather than clicking on 2 and having a look and merging those ones or not, and then looking at the next one, having a look, there is a reason why these are all linked together. Um, and that is simply because, as you can see, the phone number. So this one's got James, this one's got Sam, this one's got Sam, one's got Stefan. So you can immediately see that this is all to do because of the phone number. You've got Antonio, which could obviously be Tony. Antonio again, which is obviously, this is a basic duplicate here. And then we got John, Carmen Palmieri, which is obviously related to Tony. So we would look at all those as a whole, and I would do it like this. And you could, first thing I look at is these properties that drop down. Okay, there's two of them there that are linked to 15 Redwood, three that are linked to 15 Redwood. This one's not linked to Redwood. You can start to look at the history of them, if there's any type of history here and any type of transaction. So, okay, 15, no transaction there. That's just his details address. This will give you an idea of, what's happening with the actual record. Here we go. This one's actually had a transaction that will give you some more information on it. But as we talked about before, if I could just close these, the current agents are these two here, and these two here. When there's two clashing, it's simple. You don't mess with it. So both records clash, potential duplicates that are both owned by a current agent. So simply, I would do this. I would open them all up, and we're going to add both this check before merge to all of these for Stefan Siciliano and James Humphreys. So we'll just go to categories on all of them. So new check before merge, we'll go James and Stefan. Save. Check before merge, James and Stefan. New check before merge, James and Stefan. New check before merge, James and Stefan. Save. So those have all been saved. Right. Now what that means is that now we can add these to the ignore list. Obviously two at a time here. Add to ignore list. Note the contact ID on the record that shows as a duplicate. Yes, I should have done this here, and I can do that now. And I can grab. I'm gonna do this. Oh, that's not gonna really work there, is it? I'll open up Excel. These seem to be the IDs. And I'll go notes. I'll do it on all of them. Oops. Now you can see I've added in those merge clash for all of those contact IDs, and they've all been saved. They've all been pushed down to here. And then here, I'll simply ignore all. And you see that's a much quicker way of then like going through the story sheets and looking at the whole story. simply just look at